my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to our timeless true love timeline reading. I am your reader, fellow Virgo Sun sign, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They are my initials. I am a professional witch, a professional intuitive, the president of Drawing the Circle Productions Incorporated since 1998, author of 2 books with a 3rd one on the way. The first one is called Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch. The second one is called Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. It is a Kindle version available of Words of Grace, and a link in the description box that if you choose to click it, you'll be able to preview the first chunk of it for free, including the table of contents. You'll see it's mostly divided into chakra chapters. There are chakras in this reading. You may find it valuable, but the original version of Words of Grace is a visual Fellini film fest compared to Kindle, because we had to pare it down for Kindle, and that one is available on patreon.com/drawing the circle in our digital store. It's also the only place currently where you can purchase Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch, my first book. The digital store is great. We got audios and videos in there. All the audios and videos have a little free preview attached to them, which is lovely. Some of my subscribers get those audios, videos, and ebooks as part of their subscription package, but the majority of my subscribers get a daily check-in, which is an unlisted YouTube live stream link that I send them pretty much every single morning, where we chat with each other about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with some kind of spiritual practice to send us on our way. Best way for me to start the day. I did one this morning and I love it. They also get access to all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my timeless, my extended readings are timeless and relationship stuff based, like the Path of True Love reads with extended. This is a simpler version without an extended we're about to jump into. They also get a significant discount when it comes to booking me for private sessions and spiritual counseling. We'll talk about that at the end of the video if you want to chill for that. And you can follow us for free. Making a lot of content just for my free followers, though my subscribers get to see it as well as you can 7-day free trial with us as a seeker or a human, our first 2 levels of subscription just to dip a toe. And I love it. The best career move I ever made. It allows me as a Virgo sun sign, 4 planets, 2nd house, to serve and do what I came here to do in this lifetime. So if you feel so drawn, if you feel so called, go look at the store. There's a lot of cool stuff. Lots of free previews there. And if you want to go deeper, look at the menu and come Patreon on Patreon, because I am the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. Yeah, but you can just call me Mal. Hey my Virgo power, cross your legs. Seriously, my legs are crossed under this table right now. That's how much of a Virgo I am. So let's get down to service, shall we? Let's get down to work. We'll do some explanation for the new Virgo family and cross watchers, and then we will get into is said divination. This is a simpler version of a Path of True Love read, a simple timeline, past, present, and future, to see where we've been, where we are, and where we're headed on the path of true love, making the wisest, most loving, most empowering decision. Wisest, most loving, most empowering decisions within ourselves. Sometimes they are actionable, right? So that we traverse a more truthful, loving timeline in our relationships, our contracts that we agreed to deal with, becoming true love itself. So we're going to be using 8 cards. We're going to get 3 Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Oh, 4 of Pentacles, kind of Virgo, right? For the heart, third eye, crown chakras, the internal stuff, the yin-ternal, the feminine, the goddess energy, the stuff that Virgos in particularly don't usually share, unless they're Leo rising like me. So we'll get past, present, and future there. Then we'll get the lower 3 chakras, relationships in the physical world, the masculine energy, the yang dynamic, whatever you want to call that, with the mythic tarot, which I love. It's Greek mythology, and that is my favorite language, Greek mythology, where we were, where we are, where we're headed. And once all those 6 will be face down, right? We're going to lay those 6 out, then we'll look at past and present, the future. Then we will get a Whisper of Love from the Whispers of Love Oracle by Angela Hartfield. There are romance cards in here. This is consecrated, dedicated, whatever you want to call it, to the higher selves of all involved, our cross watchers and anybody else who might be involved in the relationship. And then we will get a Matt Kahn healing mantra card, because it's all about healing, right? The true love, the course of true love never did run smooth. Billy Shakespeare dated him. Past life boyfriends. What you're gonna do? Watch out when Mercury goes retrograde is what you're gonna do. But the true love that conquers all, true love that heals all wounds, true love that breaks all curses, ancestral, societal, and otherwise. So as one of us makes the wisest, most loving, most empowering decisions, all of us have a little bit simpler, if not easier, to do the same, right? For happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser relationships, in happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways, or happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world, and ain't that a service, right? So yeah, you experiencing true love is a really, really important and valuable, and I would say we can't pull it off unless more and more of us are anchoring true love into our energy fields and into the Earth's electromagnetic field. Yeah. Unity, there's only one of us here. So, that being said, let's get down to the divination. That's enough explanation. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the best that I can to help anyone take the hero's journey wisely and well on the path of true love for a more truthful, loving timeline in our relationships than those false, horrific ones that we've been through. Friends, family, lovers, does not matter, because we are the common denominators in all of our relationships. So as long as we are moving more and more into the true love timeline, we will see less of that more toxic stuff. Cool. Got it. Let's do it. Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My goddesses override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved goddesses, where have we been, us Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers? Where have we been? Heart, throat, third eye, crown, in the true love timeline. Where are we now? Which is the most important. Point of power is always in the present moment. What's going on? Internal, yinternal, where we are. It's only one card, yep. Okay. In the true love timeline. And where are we headed if we just do our best to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering decisions for ourselves in the timeless true love timeline. Timeless true love timeline read. Right, we're leaving those face down. Let's get these three on the table and then we'll get to flipping. Please take a nice deep breath. This can be us looking at ourselves from the outside, like looking in a mirror, can also be us looking at people, places, and things in the physical world. So, we're earth signs. These are the ones we want to know about. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My gods override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved gods, where have we been in the true love timeline, us Virgo collectives and our cross-watchers, lower three chakras? Where are we now? Point of power is always in the present moment. That came right out. Remember, that one came out really easily. And where are we headed if we just do our best to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions in and for the timeless true love timeline in this timeless true love timeline read? Let's look. Ooh, well, two major arcana cards in the past. When it's a major arcana card in a chakra reading like this, as a reader, to me it's a fusion or a unity of the chakras in that zone. And in this case, when it's both upper and lower chakras, if you want to look at it that way, it really can be all of them firing. We've got the Empress Mawu here, giving birth to a baby on the back of a big old mama elephant, right? The Divine Feminine card. And, well, what's interesting is we've got the Divine Masculine card in the lower three chakras with Zeus, the Emperor. So we got the Emperor and the Empress. Girl boss. I mean, what can I tell you? It really does feel like in the past, all of our chakras were really working in unison here, balancing the internal feminine energy with the external masculine energy, kind of putting us in charge of ourselves, right? Real holistic health here. Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual there. So definitely all of the queens in the court cards, the fixed signs on the inner, all working in unison. The spirit queen, you got fire, earth, air, water, right? The four elements, so that's the spirit. And then we got all the cardinals, all the kings here, the cardinal energies there. So we've got the god and the goddess going on us here. So take a moment, right? Maybe not necessarily right now, but take a moment and see that if this is looking at ourselves from the outside in, we're pretty got it together, or at least were, right? Or perhaps we are dealing with a person. It could also be a place in our lives. Major Arcana cards are often archetypal places, right? So I was in a weird place at that time, or I was in a good place, right? Like the stage that then people and things come and go upon. But definitely it is also the husband and the wife, right? Like, so the husband on the outer, the wife on the inner. I love this. I love this. Where are we now? This is more important, right? Whoa, okay. Well, we got a court card on the inside. We'll talk about that in a minute. I certainly associate court cards with zodiacal energies. Here we've got the Crone of Flames, the Sagittarius card. That would be the Knight of Wands in traditional tarot, but this is Ceridwen or Ceridwen, depends on how you learn the pronunciation of that. So, I have no planets in Sagittarius, but I do have Sagittarius in my 5th house as a Leo rising. So, if you don't have any planets in Sagittarius, look at the house that it's in. It could give you a little more specific to a general reading. Regardless, 9th house dynamic, ruled by Jupiter, Zeus, is about spirituality and expansion, mutable fire. So all of these desires and perhaps a lot of choices to be made as we go on the inner, very throat chakra, spit, swallow, or chew. And another major arcana card, Persephone as the High Priestess. Persephone underground as wife of Hades and queen of the underworld. Now, you may notice the dark pillar on one side and the light pillar on the other side. So I got the dark horse over there and the light horse over there. When I lived in Holbrook, I had a white cloth on this side and a black cloth on that side. Because when I sit here doing this work, I am the High Priestess in a way. Certainly got enough feminine energy to pull it off. Plus, I love Persephone and Hades. They are the original Morticia and Gomez. Love them very, very, very much. So I will let's invoke the words of Doreen Valiente, soft of eye and light of touch, speak ye little, listen much. Just like a Virgo, the Virgin card, by the way, right? The Empress being the mother, and in some cases the Hermit, the crone. So here we really are standing in our own power, but not necessarily sharing. I would say in terms of the present moment, the chakric voices of the lower 3 chakras are worth paying attention to, but each one has a different voice for each of us individually. It's a highly individualized curriculum spiritually for our own awakening and our soul contracts and all that stuff. We're going to be crossing my 2nd chakra under the table. So look, if the 2nd chakra goes, the answer is no, right? If the root chakra goes, let's get the hell out of here, get the hell out of there. But if it like connects, and if your solar plexus goes, that means you're not violating your honor code or your boundaries. So, you have these things that you want, these heart's desires, these elements of fire, lots of them. Oh, I want that one, can lead to a little bit of an indecision. But the beautiful thing about Sagittarius and 9th house dynamic is that it is Jupiterian. It is air, a gas giant. So imagine all of that air pouring into that mutable fire and you holding it, right? Feeling it out. Lower 3 chakras will tell you when to move forward, but it takes a while to learn those languages and then trust them. It's a learning curve for all of us. Oh, thank you. You could also be dealing with a situation here where there's not a lot of talking going on, but a lot of deep feeling going on. So really pay attention to that. It's very, very powerful. Let's see where we're headed. Well, 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 well. We will transform. We got the death card, the Phoenix in this deck, which is a lot easier to cope with. Rising from the ashes, usually, rather than going to, hence the kind of angelic white vibe with that Firebird Jean Grey kind of going at it there. So, again, chakras working in unison here. A transformation. There's no going back from a transformation. You can't unburn a cookie, right? And with all that fire where we are right now, we might be going through some alchemical process here. And with the Ten of Swords here on the outer, well, it is done. The mental aspect of the cycle of air and swords is done. This is from the Greek tragedy, the Eumenides. Orestes and killed his mother because his mother killed his father because Apollo told him to, and then the Furies get called in, and so Athena has to step in, our beloved goddess of wisdom, and says to the Furies, look, I know, matricide, it's horrible, we usually punish it, but tell you what, the Furies, essentially the goddesses of vengeance there, Tisiphone, my personal favorite, goddess of rampant vengeance, she says, look, let this one go, and I will turn you from the Furies to the Eumenides, which are the kindly ones, and they become patrons of, matrons, I guess, patrons of her city of Athens, right, named for Athena. So that's why he's all sort of curled up in fetal position, Orestes, enough, and she's like, all right, he learned, right? Well, you're caught between the Furies and Apollo. Sometimes you need big sis to come and jump into the gig to balance that out. So there is a wisdom that comes from this, no matter how intense this transformation may or may not be. It is the end of something mentally, right? A conversation, and it can pick up again in the Ace of Swords, and of course, as we usually see, I don't know if you can see it in this lighting, but in the distance, the sun is rising on the horizon. That's fun to say, said no one ever. So I like this. It's incredibly powerful, and I will say our mental ability, I have a feeling there are going to be some things laid to rest that we kind of knew all along, but we're not talking about, right? But really, you cannot ask for a more powerful beginning, or at least where we've been here. It's just what we do with it now will determine the length and quality, perhaps, of that transformation, really completing the cycle of air there. I like it. At least there will be no more questions, right? No more doubts. It will be brought into a peaceful balance. So that's the higher selves, Whisper of Love Oracle. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Higher selves override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will. So let it be done. Beloved higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love, the piece of information, inspiration, insight needed by us Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and our cross-watchers to travel the path of true love, doing the best that we can to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering decisions for this timeless, true love timeline. Read. Act as if your partner is here. Yeah, it could mean business partner. That's not what I'm getting, though. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you, so you will always consider them. Now, always consider them, that might be a bit much. But if you've been doing some internal work, as or about to with this High Priestess, you might be picking up on somebody's vibe that you haven't met yet. See, here's the tricky thing. High Priestess is usually about the subconscious, the water in between the upper world and the lower world, which is, this world and the underworld. So it is the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind being the underworld, the conscious mind being this world. So you might be connecting with somebody, but the tricky thing thing about it is if you have not met them yet, it can be somebody that you've been in the same room with. Your subconscious records all of that. So you can say, have I met this person? Right? So second chakra says yes, and it's like, yeah, but you were at like a Go-Go's concert back in the 90s, right? You know, something like that. You never met them, but have I ever been in the same place? Subconsciously, that means you met them, right? So be careful with that. So, you know, there is something very tricky about acting as if your partner is with you. Now, if you have somebody, obviously that's a lot easier. Certainly, it wouldn't surprise me with that Empress that we're starting off with, that there is sort of a very powerful relationship here. But maybe you haven't met yet. That's a general read for you. See, that's why in a private read, I'm like, let's look. Right, give me a name and a sun sign and we'll see what's going on, right? Then we go through everybody they've ever met. So, you know, when you have whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you. And you will always consider them. Just try not to use that as a way of actually feeling what you're really feeling, particularly with the High Priestess. You're allowed to feel all of it. And you can't heal it unless you feel it, because what we mostly feel when we allow ourselves to feel this stuff is the pain and the energy moving out of our energy fields, transmuted for everybody a little bit, right? Or a lot of it. Virgos, it is a form of service, right? Let's get this MatCon healing mantra, because it is about healing, right? As one of us heals, one of us shifts to the true love timeline a little bit more, all of us do, right? Everyone, for all of life. It ain't just us, you know. There is no justice. There's just us. Please take a nice deep breath. Take a breath in. Still point. Ascended Master override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters of True Love, please, one card. There it is, in clarity, for us Virgo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers, to help us make the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions on the path of true love in this timeless true love timeline reading, Untangling Neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. Now I have a little magic trick for that one, right? Because sometimes you just can't say it out loud. There are people around, and we are Virgos. Virgo power across your legs. Just go like this. Right? Thumbs up. Okay, I love you. You're doing okay. It's alright. Just another day on the hero's journey of the path of true love. So taking the time. Now, I will say, High Priestess, here, this does feel like very much the present moment here. And to really think about all the approval your heart desires, element for fire. And because, you know, there are 4 ego wounds: abuse, neglect, codependence, and loss. Well, neglect is a hard one. Well, they're all hard. They're all painful. But because they're more passive, right? So you usually catch on when someone's being abusive right away because it's active. But neglect, you know, we can let ourselves simmer in that for a while before we realize it's neglect. So this is very powerful. I know all these mantras. I just haven't memorized every word in the bookie book. So only one bookie book read for this. And this one's really, really worth it. I love this one. I love all of them, but some of them really resonate. Some of them resonate more than others. I don't take myself too seriously. I've been involved in New Age, spiritual, magical, pagan shit for the majority of my life. I'm allowed to have a sense of humor. Wait till the next book comes out. Untangling Neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. I love you. When neglect is untangled, you are no longer turning to outside sources for constant reassurance and validation. Look at me. Do I look like I turned to that all that much? Not anymore. Instead, you are going within the depths of your own heart to notice the parts of yourself that require the presence of your attention. In nurturing yourself in this way, you step forward as the first responder to each wound, concern, and desire Is this making sense? It is to me. From this space, there becomes less of a likelihood of attracting relationships where further neglect occurs, simply because you have accepted your role as the one who nurtures the innocence within you. In other words, we're learning how to love ourselves so much that no one else has to. And when they do, it's lovely, but it's not required. That's power. This mantra is ideal for building self-confidence, surviving codependency, one of the 4 ego wounds, and healing neediness. You know, there's nothing wrong with feeling you want something, but remember, want and need. We never get what we want unless it's what we need. And that makes sense with, you know, act as if your partner is here. Now, I'm going to make myself a little symbolically naked here. I have been talking to what I call my true love match in the ethers, and I say, whoever you are, wherever you are, even if you are or not, I love you. And the energy moves through me. I'm like, okay, but as a result, like I just moved here, I'm like, you show up when you want, babe. I'm getting it together, right? Who knows if he's up here? He'd be anywhere. He'd be on the other side of the planet. Or maybe not incarnate at all. And that's okay, too. Because that's the freedom, certainly, that comes with that Sagittarius. And remember, we're coming from this place of, like holistic, internal, external balance, yin-yang balance dynamic. I mean, it's lovely. So just be careful with this process. More important, untangle neglect, right? So you could imagine, what would, if my true love match, like my TLM, if my true love match was here, what would he say? And he would say, sweetheart, you're amazing, you're doing your best, just keep going, I fucking love your guts, right? Because that's the way mine would talk, right? Except maybe with a British accent, because I do love my Brits, I know it's in the DNA, quarter Sicilian, didn't cancel that out. So, let's put this together in a blessimation. If you're new, it's a combination of blessing and summation. I don't mean to insult your intelligence, I just gotta explain it. I don't want to drop people down into something like that. I never know exactly what's gonna come out of my mouth when I do it, so let's see what they say, shall we? One last time just for this reading. Please take a nice deep breath, unless needed. Still point. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of us Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and our cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. May they be blessed, may we be blessed with all that we need to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering decisions on the path of true love and the true love timeline, because where we have been is good. Divine feminine on the inner, divine masculine on the outer. It seems like total congruency of all 7 chakras are in play. So we're coming from a very strong place, but perhaps need to go inner with the High Priestess Persephone. Persephone underground there, between the pillars of mercy and severity. And let's face it, Virgos, that could be a daily test and trial to keep that balance while we do embrace our heart's desires, acting as if our partner is here, considering them, whether we've met them or not, does not matter, will keep us feeling deeply and allowing ourselves to feel the desires without worried so much about what if it doesn't manifest, because that's a Virgo thing. And certainly that's going to set us on fire on the inside, but with a spirit fire. Phoenix, the death card, doing the alchemy from shadow to light, from lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, from fear to love, from illusion to truth, putting an end to something mentally, perhaps a relationship, perhaps a conversation, or perhaps a conversation that allows us to transform or communicate our transformation for where we are, while we act as if our partner is here, communicating with them, whoever that may be, unless you're with them already, blessed be, have a good conversation, while we untangle neglect, taking the time to give ourselves all the approval that we desire, so that we may anchor the true love that conquers all, the true love that heals all wounds, the true love that breaks all curses, ancestral, societal, and otherwise, for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser relationships, in happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world. What a service for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is. That was hot. That was good. Ooh, I'm gonna need a nap after this one. Did you like it? Did you find it helpful? hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, helps other Virgos find it, and their cross-watchers. You know, our cross-watchers have a lot to cope with, so like, let's help them out a little. We are Virgo, cross your legs. Right, and you know, comment and all that stuff, hit the notification bell, so all of that just shifts things so more people can find the message should they so need it. But if you want the deeper dive, definitely check out patreon.com/joiningthecircle. Best career move I ever made. Endless creativity for me. I've got all of my backlog, my back catalog of audios and workshops and classes there on there, so now I can make new ones, and we're just in 2024 at the time of this timeless recording, so I'm looking forward to a lot of that. We got the digital shop, we got free followers, we got 2 7-day free trials in Seeker and Human just to dip a toe and then bail if you like, or become a free follower after you know, 7-day free trial. But, you know, my subscribers, most of them get the daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the extensive discount on private sessions and spiritual counseling. And let's talk about that next, because that's important. Because I'm a healer, right? I'm a Virgo. I'm here to serve. I did it again. There, I did it again. There is a video in the description box, a YouTube video that I made at the 25th anniversary of Joining the Circle Productions Incorporated, when I finally raised my prices after 25 years. And that video is called Booking Private Sessions with Mal. It includes spiritual counseling and readings. It explains what I do, what I don't, what my ethical boundaries are, what I can and what I can't do. It explains what I charge, why I charge it, the Patreon discount, and all of that. I now have an office downstairs that is being fixed up to take clients here at the house. I'm also doing readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs. If you're local, you can call them and they do the booking and let me know, which is wonderful. But the majority of my readings have been Zoom recordings where you book me, I send you a Zoom link, we record the entire conversation and the cards hitting the table. Then I send you the video, you download it, then you tell me you downloaded it, and then I delete it. Confidentiality is really important. I took blood vows to my gods to keep confidentiality wherever invoked, so, you know, covering my ass on that one. Oh, sorry, root chakra. So yeah, the most important thing I say in that reading is that I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. I won't do it. I can't do it. It would make me sick to my stomach, and that's not worth it, right? Where there's a witch, there's a way. I'm a witch, there's a way. And I've always worked it out, and we can work it out. We can work it out. So thank you so much for staying through to the end of this. I always like to throw a little something in here. I gotta say, we've got the chops for this, and where we're headed may not be so very, very easy, but I have a feeling it will be simple as last pieces of the puzzle drop into place as we transform. Just remember, no one can give you the frequency of approval like you can give yourself. Everybody else in the room be like, ooh, and if you ain't feeling it, you ain't feeling it. Trust me, I know. So, you know, you can do this. I think this is a wonderful read. And remember, acting as if your partner is here. There is a video I made about the true lover meditation, something like that. Go check that out, because that's what got me to whatever. So, I love you. We've got this, and think about it. More happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser Virgos on this planet. This rock might have a chance. So hang in there. I love you. You got this. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.